So what's the smartest thing that you can do after an emergency room visit in a foreign country? Well, pack up your stuff, of course, and get ready for a 3-hour trek to a different part of the country. We first filled our bellies because, like the rest of this trip, we were kind of in the dark about what was coming. After getting back from the ER at midnight with a nice chest x-ray photo that we should have framed as a souvenir, we really did not know whether we were waiting for a van, a bus, a car, or whatever to take us. So when a random minibus shows up and calls your name, you throw your suitcases in the trunk and get on. Of course, in a foreign country. Nothing's crazy about that. Living in Japan, we have gotten pretty lax with the trusting people, but we kind of put our guard up here, but with a tour company telling us where to go, we kind of just listened. So with no other seats left, Eli got in the front seat, and I'm pretty sure it was the highlight of his trip. Once we got to the Halong Bay port, this is where everything got really sketchy, and we just kind of stood around waiting for people to tell us where to go. This was kind of a scary transition because we went from having a tour guide constantly to basically just kind of going where whoever around us told us to go. And so we ended up in this cafe waiting for our ship. Everyone else seemed to be taken away and brought to their ship, and we were the last ones in the cafe. I'm not sure why we were the last ones there, because they took big groups out and then left the 4 of us and came back for just us. But we eventually made it out to the dock and took a smaller boat over to our ship. And this is our ship right here. So I know I've said it, but we booked this entire Vietnam trip through one tour company. So they actually booked this cruise trip for us, and we didn't have to do anything. The only things we had to do was choose our duration and our budget. I'm sure there are so many great cruise lines out there, but the one that our tour company chose for us was Renia Cruise Line, and these guys went above and beyond constantly to make sure that we were comfortable and happy. There were only about 30 people on this cruise, and it was a 2-day, 1-night cruise. So when we were leaving, some of these people actually stayed for the 2-night cruise. In retrospect, I wish that's what we would have done, but we still had fun for just our 2-day, 1-night cruise. Lodging on the boat consisted of a family suite. Basically, it was 2 bedrooms with a connecting door, and each bedroom had its own bathroom, which the kids loved. Let's go. We gotta go eat. Now, if you ask any of us, I'm pretty sure when we look back on our trip to Vietnam, we will all say the food on the ship was our favorite. And out of all of our tour guides from the trip, Hung was definitely our favorite from the ship. Middle of so many of our meals, he would tell us, hey, there's this famous rock outside, and we would go outside, he'd pull up a Google page and tell us all about it. After filling our bellies with the yummiest food and getting settled in our rooms, it was time for our first adventure. It was time for some kayaking. We went somewhere on Halong Bay. I have no idea exactly where it was, but we took a little rinky-dink boat, went to this side place of a kayak shop, and grabbed some kayaks. This was kind of the shadiest thing that we had done. Our tour guide knew these people. Obviously, we weren't going into something shady. But we stopped at a beach, and at this beach, we kind of realized that that's when AJ wasn't doing the greatest. Our tour guide also let our 10-year-old go out by himself without asking us for permission, mind you. So our 10-year-old was kayaking like across the bay. But it was fun. This is just kind of a short clip of it. If you want to watch more about this kayaking adventure, you can head to our YouTube channel, and we will have a full, almost unedited video of this entire experience, which is definitely fun to watch.
It's okay to say thank you. For practice. Yes. Well, if that's the case, then
Can you hold it?
Yes. Yes.
Cảm
Yes. To say "or" sounds like you are sick. Yes. "Or" means you are grateful.
Like all at the same time, like come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
After some hot tea and warm towels on the boat ride back to our bigger ship, we got to have some downtime, warm up, kind of just chill, and then it was dinner time. Almost every meal on the ship, we had some kind of vegetable or fruit cut up into really intricate designs, so we got to watch our chef do it live. We also learned that these are purely decorations, not meant to be eaten, but Everly enjoyed eating them most of the trip. The attention to detail for every single meal that we got was just incredible. We had fully vegan and gluten-free meals, even the rest of the family ate them, and the kids just devoured everything that was put on their plate. Everything was just phenomenal. Yes, you read that right. Squid fishing. Okay, so this is something that you just do. It's one of those touristy things that every cruise through Halong Bay does. It is as basic as fishing can get. It is fishing line with a hook tied to this giant stick. And you stick the hook in the water and you shake it a little, and the spotlight that they show attracts the squid. That's it. The kids could have spent hours doing it, but we had to get to bed because the next day we had more adventures. So this was the point in our trip where we questioned pretty much everything that we were doing and about to do. AJ had spiked a fever overnight, and it was pretty scary because he was not with it at all. So we decided to let the others get some sleep. Both of them had been in the ER, so they needed as much rest as possible. Eli and I went and explored the ship and just enjoyed the quiet. So besides the fact that AJ was sick, pretty much our entire cruise, we enjoyed this excursion so much. We did book through our travel agency, but Renia Cruise Lines has their own website. We would highly recommend them to anybody looking for a budget-friendly cruise line. And no, we are not sponsored to be saying any of this. We just really had a great time. So once Everly woke up, we left AJ to sleep off his fever and headed off for our next adventure, hiking a cave.
Okay, before anybody gets their panties in a wad, look, AJ was safe on a ship with a whole bunch of staff still there. I had my phone, and if he needed me, he could have called me. We could also see our ship still from this little cave excursion, so we weren't very far away. So all over every part of Halong Bay, the north, the center, and the south, there are these limestone caves all throughout, and fishermen used to hide in them during major typhoons a long time ago. Our tour guide was so knowledgeable about this. He had so many little bits of information. You can find more of the information on our YouTube channel where the full video of our cave excursion is. When we got back to the main ship, the kids were able to make their own rice paper wraps as a little snack. We were also rejoined by AJ, who wasn't quite 100% but was up and around and eating some food. But this was a point also when we kind of questioned whether we continued with the trip or just got back to Hanoi and went straight home to Japan. Our tour guide, the staff on the ship, and our travel agency were all phenomenal in helping us figure out the situation and finding the best solution. So we said goodbye to Hong, got on the bus, and headed back to Hanoi. The 3-hour bus ride definitely helped. It was a lot of rest and AJ was feeling up to it, and we were headed to DaNang. After having to rearrange our shuttle pickup, we finally made it to the airport, got on our flight, and headed toward DaNang for the next part of our trip. Now don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you can follow along on the rest of our trip. The last leg of our Vietnam trip is Hoi An and DaNang, where we ride coconut baskets and ride on motorbikes through the whole city. Stay tuned!